In this video, I want to teach you how to change gears on your dirt bike. When we are learning how to change our gears, there's going to be 3 controls that are going to be very important to how we change our gears. What's up, Rad family? I'm Dakota Freeman and welcome to the Rad Adventure Dude channel. We're going to need to know how to use the throttle, the clutch, and our gear shifter. So let's go ahead and cover the order that we use these controls whenever we're trying to change our gears on our dirt bike. Whenever we're changing our gears, we always want to make sure that the throttle is off. So the first thing we want to do before we change our gears is to let the throttle off, and then we're going to pull in our clutch. When we pull in the clutch, it's going to free up the motor, making it easier for our motor to switch through the gears with our gear shifter. If we can pull in the clutch and then use our left foot to either tap the gear shifter down or up, depending on which way you want to shift through your gears. Being able to change through the gears like this is going to be so important to our dirt bike riding so we can actually be in the correct gear at the right time. No matter what we're doing on the tracks and trails or what situation we're going through, we're always going to be going up through the gears, down through the gears to always get the gear ratio exactly where we want it. So if we're looking for more acceleration or if we're looking for more top speed, we can change through the gears to get in exactly what gear we need to be in to have the most power out of our dirt bike. When we first change our gears and start rolling on our dirt bike, we're going to have to use our clutch and our throttle to actually get the bike going into motion. So the first time we change our gears, we're going to actually have to let the throttle off, pull in the clutch, and then shift down into first gear. Once you've shifted down into first gear, you can then begin to let the clutch out, and at a certain point, when you're letting the clutch out, you're going to feel where the bike wants to roll into motion. At this point, you can then apply just a slight bit of throttle, and that slight bit of throttle, and combined with the clutch continually getting slowly released, is then going to actually get the bike going into motion. Once you've let the clutch all the way out nice and slowly, you're then going to be rolling, and then all you have to do is use the throttle to continue accelerating on your dirt bike. Don't feel like when you let the clutch all the way out and you're on the throttle, like you have to hold the throttle on. Once you've let the clutch out and you're rolling, you can now let the throttle off and then reapply throttle whenever you want to go faster on your dirt bike. And then once you're rolling on your dirt bike and you're ready to change gears into a higher gear to get more top speed out of your bike, you will then go through the same order of operations that we talked about in the beginning. We're going to let the throttle off. We're then going to pull our clutch in, and then we're going to use our left foot to switch in between the gears and actually use the gear shifter to shift up into the next gear. So as you go through this order of operations, just make sure that you instill this into your riding, as it's going to be very important when every time you change your gears that you go through these steps. This way it saves your dirt bike's transmission and really keeps your bike as healthy as possible. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, make sure you hit that and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future dirt bike riding tips. The next thing we need to know about changing gears on our dirt bike is what it's actually doing to our gear ratio whenever we're riding. So as we shift down in the gears, we're going to be shifting down, and it's going to slow the bike down using the engine brake, and it's also going to provide us with more acceleration for whenever we return to the throttle. As we go up into the higher gears, we're then going to be getting into longer gear ratios, which are actually going to be more for top speed. As you're looking to go faster on your dirt bike, you're going to want to get into a higher gear, and then if you're coming into a corner and trying to slow the bike down to get in the corner fast, you're then going to want to shift down in your gears to be able to get in the correct gear, so when you put the throttle back on, you have plenty of acceleration and can accelerate out of the corner quickly. So as you can tell, when we're changing through our gears, it's going to be big for us to understand what each gear does, and that we know what gear we're in at certain times. As long as we can listen to the bike and be able to feel the RPM level of the motor and know what it needs to do, we don't necessarily have to know exactly what number gear we're in, but as long as we know where the RPM range is and what we need it to do, then we can get in the correct gear and know that we're going to have the proper acceleration or top speed whenever we're looking for it. So when we're changing through our gears, we're going to have to get very comfortable with actually moving our feet around on the dirt bike. When we're riding our dirt bikes, we want to stand on the balls of our feet, and when we go to change our gears, we actually want to move our feet forward to where we hit the gear shifter and then move our foot back to the pegs and return standing on the balls of our feet. This way we don't accidentally hit our gear shifter when we don't mean to, and it also provides us with good articulation out of our ankles and boots, and this provides us with the smoothest ride possible. So when we're changing our gears, you're going to have to constantly be moving your foot forward to hit the gear shifter and then back to the pegs. And over time, this is going to become very easy, but we want to make sure that we just naturally always return to the balls of our feet so that we have the best standing position whenever we're riding our dirt bike. So as we develop these skills and really learn how to change through our gears, we're also going to develop patterns that whenever we're coming into corners, we already know that we need to shift down so we have better acceleration when we're coming out of the corner. We also will develop tendencies of when we're coming in to hit a jump that we're going to make sure we're in a good mid-range of our power and have plenty of acceleration to continue through the gear, and that we're not going to run out of power or anything like that. We're also going to develop tendencies that when we put the throttle on, we're going to know that we're in the correct gear, and we're going to know that we have plenty of acceleration when we need it. Rad family, I'm so proud of you for putting this time in and to really become a better dirt bike rider. If you're looking for more dirt bike riding tips, I'm always here. I've made a full dirt bike riding course over on my website that's going to take you from a complete beginner and walk you through to being an advanced rider, mastering the tracks and trails. You can also find all my rad merch over on the website as well. Make sure you like this video and drop some comments down below and ask me any other questions that you have. Make sure you hit the subscribe button that's right here and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future dirt bike riding tips. After that, you can watch my next video right here. Stay rad, and I will see you over there.